so excited to chat with you about this topic of digital advertising versus traditional advertising. And before we begin, I want to define terms and also share why I'm talking about this. I have been talking with a lot of different trades businesses over the last couple of weeks, particularly around the need to diversify our ad spend, not just on Google. So many people are still fixated on Google, but it's beyond that. One, we need to be thinking about spending money on the back end of our website so that we can be found on answer engines. So much of the time we think of just Google as the primary place to be spending our money, but people are not just searching for your business on Google anymore. They're searching for businesses like yours on ChatGPT, on other AI tools such as Claude or Perplexity. And so we need to be thinking in the way of how are my customers coming to me? Where are they spending their time? And how can I ensure that I am showing up in those places? So this question of why traditional advertising is not dead, looking at it from that lens, actually we need to start by stepping back and considering, where even are my customers? What tools are they using? What are they searching on? What questions are they asking? Also, where are they spending their time? Because the reality is that they actually might be spending a decent amount of time, yes, on their phones, doing research, asking questions, but are they also going to the local pub every Friday night for watching the game? Or are they every Sunday sitting in front of the TV and watching football? Are they baseball fanatics? Are they football fanatics? How can we ensure that we are where our customers are, not just on the technological front, but also in more of a traditional front as well? Where do they go spend their time? Are they young families where their kids are in T-ball, they're in the school league? How can we ensure, again, that we are capitalizing on being present where our audience is? And so one of the first things that I'll encourage companies to do when we start working with them is, hey, let's go ahead and actually talk to your customers. A lot of people are just like, oh, I want to grow, so I'm going to spend all this money on Google. I love backing all the way up and really looking at where your customers and also where are you headed? Because the type of message we put out on whatever channel we choose needs to align with the vision of the company. Are we actually looking to sell the business? Well, the way that we talk about the business needs to be adjusted for the sake of our target in terms of where we're going. If we're a family-owned business, but we're looking to sell, how much do we take that family approach? Versus we're family-owned business. My family, I'm fourth generation of a 104-year-old painting business. Hoffman and family is ingrained in our DNA, and we are not looking to sell. So I'm going to take a very different messaging approach. But in order for me to even have that I guess you could say execution of the message, I need to know, where's my customer, where are they spending their time, and then we can go forth from there to find the perfect message for the perfect platform. Now, is traditional advertising dead? And here's why it's not. And this is really my main thesis, I guess you could say. When a lot of vendors are trying to justify why you should pay them money, such as you should pay me for Google ads and pay me to run them, it is helpful to have a vendor who knows what they're doing. And at the same time, if you're mixing Google with any other marketing endeavor, whether you're hanging door hangers, when your team is going to do a job in a neighborhood, it's really crucial and so helpful if we blanket the entire neighborhood and canvas it with these door hangers saying, hey, we're in your neighborhood, putting the sign out front. The thing about this is that then if somebody picks up the door hanger and maybe they call the number that's there, unless you have pretty sophisticated tracking on the back end, and when I say sophisticated tracking, I mean that that's a unique phone number tied to the door hanger, so that now we know, oh man, somebody called us from the door hanger versus just calling our generic number. Maybe you've got a QR code that they can scan and they can go to. Apart from having that, a lot of kind of more of these traditional means of hanging the door hanger, holding a sign in front, not holding it physically, but posting the sign in front of the yard, in front of the house, having a billboard on the highway, honestly, doing TV and radio. a lot of these traditional modalities are not able to be attributed in so many ways. I was talking to someone the other day and they were asking, well, if I have a billboard, how do I know how many people are taking action as a result? And the real answer is that there's no way to know for 100%. There's stop gaps we can put in to help us understand, okay, we know traffic patterns. On average, we actually can assess, okay, this is how many impressions, how many people are going to be seeing or at least getting in front of the billboard on any given day. And we can know, okay, if the billboard costs $2,000 and we've got 200,000 people going through this pathway in the highway every given day or so, or every month, depending on how busy it is, all right, I could get a pretty good, reasonable estimation of the cost per every 1,000 person that sees it. But here's the thing. If they see the billboard over and over and over for 4 years, until then they need you, man, you're so deep in their subconscious that they've already established a narrative around you and around your brand so that they're more predisposed to call you because they recognize you, they know you, versus going on Google for the first time and looking up any given restoration company and being like, well, I guess I'll call them because I don't know who to call. The benefit of traditional advertising, not only does it solidify and cement your name, and this is certain advertising, but for the most part, traditional. It solidifies you in the subconscious of the visitor, of the potential lead coming to your website. The more they're seeing your name, the more they're seeing your brand, your logo, the more they're subconsciously remembering and thus being able to then recall when they need a restoration company, a plumbing company. In addition to that, so one benefit of traditional advertising, it cements in your subconscious. In addition to that, if you are utilizing traditional advertising in a modality where your customer has emotion tied into it, the Sunday football game, Friday night baseball, the more they're actually emotionally engaged in the activity where you're present with your brand and with your signage, maybe even you sponsor the hot dogs, maybe you even sponsor the kids' t-shirt. This is the thing. Yes, NBL, yes, NFL, getting involved. I mean, that's very expensive, but it can yield great rewards. In addition to that, y'all get on the local baseball team, get on the kids' local football team at the local high school. We've had people call our clients and say, hey, we actually are choosing you because we saw that you're involved in the local community. People want to do business with people. They want to do businesses with companies that share their values. So the goal is, yes, solidifying in the subconscious. There's kind of the investment on the brand side with traditional in so many ways. We don't know exactly how much money is coming from this, but we know that over time, people remember. They hear the jingle. They solidify it in their subconscious. And then also on the emotional side, the more you're able to establish these emotional connections with the audience ahead of time, then when they need you, especially if they need you on it's another emotional issue, like a crisis in your home, there's mold and that affects the health of the family. Maybe there's water in your basement. So every single one of these aspects, as it pertains to business to consumer, and the consumer is homeowner, they're emotionally tied to their family. They're emotionally tied to their home, which is usually their greatest asset. So you meeting them on an emotional level, engaging with them in a place and an environment that they love, such as a baseball game or a football game. Maybe you're sponsoring a community activation. Them meeting you emotionally there, they carry that same emotion when they need you. And so 95% of our purchase decisions take place in the subconscious, which is where our emotions live. So this whole first half is that them seeing you day after day, hearing you day after day, month after month, year after year, solidifies it in the subconscious. But at the same time, there's opportunity to have an emotional connection. And the emotional connection is where emotions are housed in the subconscious. So they actually work so hand in hand together. So why is traditional advertising not dead? The third reason for that, not only is your brand solidifying in the subconscious where their emotions live, and so we're connecting on an emotional level by way of choosing a traditional platform that they're emotionally connected to, But in addition to that, y'all, we are being bombarded with inauthentic, AI driven content, ads, commercials. I'm able to pull out, like, I'm watching these commercials nowadays and I'm like, that's not real. Like, these are not real people. They did not pay the hundreds and thousands of dollars that they used to put on these commercials. So it's the thing is not that we need to keep paying $100,000 to create commercials. But what is just going to continue to set you apart is if you have real people saying real things, showing up, real families, real teams, rather than using AI to create these they're emotional moments. They're emotional moments for the homeowner picking up the phone to say, hey, I need your help. And it's an emotional moment when they get to see you on the screen, whether it's a digital screen, see you on the billboard. Guys, we need to be having authentic connections. And the authenticity comes from us doing the work to know our brand, to know who we are, and thus be able to say, hey, these are our values. This is our why. This is who we are, why we're here, and how we can help you, emphasizing the transformation. And the transformation is on the emotional level. Yes, we come in and fix your home, but we're going to give you peace of mind. We're going to care for you the way that we care for each other. We're going to treat your home like it's ours. What are your core values? Why are they there? And then how does that lend to an emotional transformation of the customer coming in with fear? They leave with what? Relief? What is it? And so only you can answer that. So the authenticity comes in your part from the responsibility of doing the work to know your brand. And then the empathy comes by way of understanding your customer and being able to meet them where they are. So with that, thank you all so much for joining. Let me know if you want to have a chat. Would love, love, love to talk marketing. Again, I just nerd out over this stuff. So my partner and I, we both agreed that we would do free marketing consultations for companies just because we have such a heart for it. So yeah, let me know if you want to have a chat. Christene Marie at Foundation First Marketing. Have a wonderful day, friends. I will see you tomorrow as we continue our daily conversation for the trades.